first video tutorial on how to connect our SmartBoard, our projector, as well as our computer, MacBook, or Windows machine to the actual display. First, we're going to talk about the standard setup that's been on our machines for the last several years, and this is our VGA connection. The VGA connection will mirror essentially what's exactly on your computer screen at that particular moment to your projector. In order for this to happen, we first have to make sure that we have our projector cord, which usually runs down your wall, hooked up directly into the computer 2 port of the projector. This was all done this summer. Now we need to split that connection from your computer. So we use this trip light box, which is nothing more than a 3-way splitter for your VGA connection. This first port here is the only different port that you can see. It's a male connector, and we use either a gray or a black plug that goes directly into your computer. The other 2 blue ports are for your projector drop as well as your monitor drop. So you'll have a 3-way split. Your computer comes into here and it puts out 2 channels, 2 display channels, one to your projector and one to your monitor. The second connection that we can make is through an HDMI cable, and we utilize this connection for teachers that are primarily MacBook users only. The HDMI cable connects directly to the projector right here. And on the other end of this HDMI cable is going to be your Apple TV. We'll normally mount this on your projector, high up in the ceiling, so that we can get the best connection to your access point to the wireless system. Keep in mind that HDMI connections, unlike the regular standard VGA, actually can use audio. They travel audio through the connection. So when you do things like utilize YouTube on your Apple TV or iMovie, you actually will get sound to travel from the Apple TV to your projector speakers, which are fairly adequate for this situation in the classroom. Now, if you're not strictly MacBook and you're kind of using a mix of both your PC and your MacBook, you still have the ability to essentially project your MacBook Air by utilizing one of these KNX connectors. And what this does is it takes your HDMI signal and then it transfers it to VGA. Now along these lines we do lose sound because VGA doesn't transfer audio. So the audio output is actually in the back of this connector. But what this will do is this will plug into your Apple TV, and then your projector cable that runs down the wall like this will connect into the back of this connector. Essentially making your Apple TV available to you for wireless projection through your VGA connector. The final piece of the puzzle is SmartBoard, and in order for Smart to work, the board and the interactive capabilities of it, we have to make sure that the board itself is plugged into the computer that you are interacting with. So even though we do have wireless capability to AirPlay to an Apple TV, or you have it tethered, a normal setup, standard VGA setup, you still have to have this USB, which is connected to this SmartBoard controller, which essentially then is connected to your board itself in the front of the room. This needs to be connected to your computer via USB. So realistically, if you're a MacBook Air person, you still need to tether your SmartBoard to this SmartBoard USB. Once that happens, it then projects to your monitor or to the SmartBoard itself, and you have touch capability up there. Okay, to summarize what we just talked about, there's three ways that we connect you to your display, either your projector and then your SmartBoard. The first way is through VGA, standard VGA connection. This is a situation where you're using your laptop or your desktop, your Windows device, and we're going to bring the projector cord down through your trip light box and split that connection from your monitor to your projector. The second way that we can do this is kind of our hybrid. If you're a Windows user, but you also use your MacBook and you'd like to AirPlay to it, then we utilize this little deal right here, which is our KNX connector. The pain about this process is you do have to unplug your projector cable from your trip light box and plug it into your KNX connector in order for AppleTV to get the connection to your projector. And the third and final way that we can do this is through MacBook, directly through an HDMI connection from the projector to the Apple TV, which then you AirPlay your MacBook to. It's our hope that this connection will improve and we'll have less drops in this situation when we kind of clean up our Wi-Fi. However, we do have the ability to also tether your MacBook Air directly to your projector, and we've done that in some cases with teachers that are strictly MacBook users. So if you're one of those and you don't have a hardline tether to a VGA connection, we can certainly make that available to you as well. Thanks for watching. Well, hopefully this will be the first of a few videos that we'll put out with some common classroom technology issues.